Hello humanoids, welcome to Halfling Hobbies. I'm Halfling Hannah, and I am fascinated with personalities and personality tests. I've taken pretty much every one available, and I absolutely love picking apart my players' personalities to understand them better. And it can really help you when you are running your game to know your players' personalities. Not their PCs or their characters, but the players themselves. This can really negate a lot of conflict and help you better understand what they need at any given time. So just for the simplicity of it, we are going to look at the color code personality system. And if you haven't taken it before, there's a free version down in the description below. Just go ahead and take that quiz real quick so you can better understand what I'm going to be talking about. But let's talk about the color code and what it means for your D&D campaign. Here we go. Alright, humanoids, so the color code consists of 4 colors. You have white, blue, yellow, and red. And the thing I love about this system is that it's very simple because it's based on what motivates each one of the personality types. And it really comes down to a one-word motivation. It is not complete, it is not incredibly complex. If you want the very best version, I suggest paying to take the Myers-Briggs. That's going to be the best personality indication that you can get. But this one is very simple and a great way to figure out your players and how you can help them throughout your campaign. So let's break down each one of these colors and what that player might look like. Let's start with my personality. Red. And this is, in fact, my fireball splat. If you haven't seen the video on that, make sure to check it out because this is what we are. So reds, their one word is that they are motivated by power. These are going to be your players who like to min-max. They want to figure out how to be as powerful as possible in your game. And they're going to get very, very frustrated if for some reason they fail at whatever they're doing. We are the ones who want to be successful. We want to be right, and we want things to be fair. I put fair in quotes because usually that's the word we use when we've lost something and therefore the system is not fair versus maybe I just didn't do a great job that time. We don't like that. It doesn't make us feel powerful. We want power and we want to be in control. These are oftentimes going to be your happy little challenges. They are going to push back on things and they are going to ask questions. They are not going to be satisfied with just a simple explanation of things. They want to make sure everything is fair. And the way that you can kind of appease this character is maybe give them just a little bit more control within the campaign. I'm not talking about let them take over, and an unhealthy red is not a good thing and they need to be checked. But feeding into that need to be wanted is a good thing for the player in a lot of ways. Give them responsibility in the game. Make them the note taker or the rules lawyer. Like, make it a thing. Who cares? If they know a lot of the rules, play into that and let them be the one that you ask for things because they want to be the expert on everything. But know that they are not afraid of conflict. Reds don't care about conflict. And this is what upsets a lot of DMs and other players with a red player. And you shouldn't be offended by this by any means. It's simply part of their personality. Engage in that conflict. Tell them whether they're right or wrong, how it's going to be, and they'll respect you for it. Let's move on to whites. Pretty much the opposite of reds. These are going to be your peacemakers. These are those sweethearts that just want everyone to have fun. They like to play druids. They like just the peace in a situation. They are not comfortable with conflict, and even if they don't agree with something, they're just gonna bury that deep down someplace where they will never see it again, and they're just gonna go along with whatever you say, even if it makes them unhappy. They're also not going to be the ones to create conflict in the group, and they're going to be uncomfortable when there is conflict in the group. And you need to be aware of that and be able to mitigate that as much as possible, or that player is going to be uncomfortable and may just end up being busy all the time because they also don't want to have the conflict of quitting the game. And that's certainly not what we want, because whites are fantastic and wonderful, caring individuals, and we need them in our campaigns. Just don't let them get run over and railroaded by us reds. Next up, we have blues. This is perhaps my favorite personality type. I love blues. They are motivated by relationships. They want to have genuine connection with others. These are the players who are going to be the ones bringing everyone together at the table, not just for the sense of peace, but because they genuinely love everyone and want everyone to have a cool experience together that they can share. They want to deepen relationships. These are going to be your really good role players because they understand emotions really well, and they're going to portray those really, really well. They don't necessarily mind conflict, but they'll do it in much more of a cavalier style. They're probably not going to cause many problems other than maybe talking too much because they just want to talk to everybody, and they're going to be a whole lot of fun. And then finally, yellows. Yellows are motivated by fun. They want to have fun. This is the other majority that you're gonna have in D&D because they want to have fun. They're there just to have a good time. They're the ones who are going to bring the snacks and the drinks for everybody. They're going to be talking. They're the ones who are going to lighten the mood. So if you've been somewhere for too long and they're getting a little bit bored, they're going to do something crazy. And they're going to move that story along and just have a blast while doing it. They're your crazy ones. They're going to be your sorcerers with wild magic because it's fun. Here's the problem though. If you're not having fun right then, they're gonna get distracted. These are the people who are gonna be on their phones during combat when it's not their turn. These are the people who are not gonna be paying attention to what other people are doing because they're focusing on what they can do to create some fun. So you need to kind of reel in those yellows just a little bit. You need to hold them a little bit closer and make sure that they are engaged and with you, because otherwise that weakness can become a big distraction and frustration at the table. That it's not because they're being disrespectful in any way or don't care, it's just that that moment isn't fun, so I'm going to find something that is. So for those yellows, you're gonna have to keep them on their toes. You're gonna have to come up with creative and off-the-wall ideas and keep throwing new things at them. They need new things or they're not gonna have fun. So those are the 4 personality types of the color code. I'd love to know, which one are you and what do you have at your table? Can you pinpoint each one of your players and what color they are? Use these things at your table to create an even better dynamic and understand each one of your players a little bit better. And make sure to leave in the comments below what you are and what your players are. I certainly hope that this gives your game advantage. And until next time, it's Halfling Hannah here, signing out. Thank you so much to all of my incredible patrons, but especially to these sponsors for this video. You guys are amazing, and I can't do what I do without you. You've given me ideas, you love to just hang out and talk. Playing one-shots with you guys is one of my absolute favorite things. Thank you so much for just being my friends. I really appreciate you and your support of Halfling Hobbies. If you would like to be part of this really incredible community, maybe head on over to Patreon. Okay, bye! Do you really know your players? Do you know where your players are at this moment? Was that just a 90s thing? Do you know where your kids are? Now we do, we can track them.